those who do not know me, I am Mike Greatest, and this is my 5th attempt at tackling Smackdown review. And oh my gosh, I probably would have killed myself by now. If anything truly went wrong with this show. But this show was decent. It wasn't something rock. It didn't rock my socks. It didn't twirl my world. If they even made a bit of sense. It wasn't all that in a sack of potatoes. But it was alright. And let me get to it. Restart with Lillian Garcia. In the ring, talking about how she's happy to be back, yada yada yada. Who cares what she said? That's all she really said. I'm happy to be back. And Cody Rhodes, no, that's the part I cut it at. I came 2 minutes late, so I'm not even sure what else she did. I think they just announced her name for like freaking 2 minutes longer to try to see her. Yeah, like that. And Cody Rhodes comes out. He just gets right to the point. You know, he's taking Booker T's announcing job for the night because Booker T can't make it, but we find out a couple of minutes later that he was the one that attacked Booker T. So this kind of just gives Cody some TV time. It furthers their feud. It gets him heat and short and to the point. And besides, it makes him seem important. Then we get a next match, our first match, our opening match, Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson. I do not agree with this being the opening match. I think the Teddy DiBiase Jinder Mahal match should have been an opening match because it was very short. That's the reason. And this match had much more meaning to it. Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson. And there's a way I like to base my fights. I was gonna say matches, bouts, whatever you want to call them. Same thing, potato, tomato, tomato. That's what my teacher tells me. And it's rather, it furthers a feud, is it entertaining, good psychology, and if the right guy won. The right guy won. Way better won. Simple as that. It was 7 minutes. It was beat the clock. Then there was decent psychology. It was alright. Was it entertaining? Out of 1 to 10, it was about a 6 to a 7. It was nothing that was like, no, oh my gosh, man, like, I cannot believe that just happened, or a Dolph Ziggler CM Punk, or a CM Punk John Cena, or something like that, or Rock versus Austin, Rock versus Hogan, or anything. No, this was, a decent match. Nothing really spectacular about it. Did it further a few, the concept of the match did, and then we get a Wade Barrett promo. This was my favorite promo of the night, and he, I don't know. He didn't get heat because the crowds nowadays suck at Smackdown, so they don't boo. They just give you a thumbs down, and they have to pump in the rest of the notes. You could tell it's pumping in where everyone's just standing like this or just boo, So, but it was. He had me listening to it, and what he was saying made sense. He was talking about how he's under Randy's skin, and the voices in Randy's head are actually his. Then we get David Otunga in another promo segment. Why? I'd rather see Dixie Carter come back and end the Undertaker streak with a chair shot in 12 seconds than hear another David Otunga promo. This guy is boring. The only fun, cool thing about him is Jennifer Hudson, and she's never on TV, so it doesn't even matter. He's talking about, oh, I'm a Raw superstar, so I shouldn't have been booked on Smackdown. Well, you showed up on Smackdown, you did it again, so you're gonna get booked again. And they're gonna go against the Great White. Celtic Warrior sounded tough and rough and mean and all that craziness. Great White? That's a whale. I could have swore there was a great white whale. And that's what Sheamus is, a great white kiddish whale. From Ireland. That likes his potatoes from Ireland, not Idaho. Remember that, Christian, before you give him the potato. Then we get a Daniel Bryan promo. Yeah, 3 promos in a freaking row. Only 2 of them were good, and this one was one of those 2. And you know, there was an interaction with Michael Cole, and Michael Cole brought the best out of Daniel Bryan. He brought that fire, that tenacity. But Bryan was just like, he was like, no, how am I put you in a submission hold and make you and get rid of you, and all this stuff. They're saying they go back and forth. Then Cody Rhodes comes out of nowhere from the announce table, around the table thing, and knocks out Daniel Bryan and stomps on his ribs because Daniel Bryan is like, I did earn my spot to be in that steel cage match. I tapped out Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes felt embarrassed when you beat him up and all that stuff. All this craziness ensued in this one promo, and usually people are like, oh, when TNA does it, it'll just look sloppy because they always end up in a brawl. But this just like, it was awesome. I don't know what it was, and a lot of people say, oh, it was okay. But this, for me, was awesome. As a Daniel Bryan fan, this was awesome. I had fun with this promo. I liked it a lot. I was fans of two wrestlers in this promo. I'm not a Michael Cole believer, but like, as long as it's not in the ring, I'm fine with him. I really don't complain about the announcers. I really don't care who's announcing. Booker T, for me, he just doesn't know the freaking, oh gosh, I'm not even talking about that tonight. Or I just like go on a rant in these videos that could be relevant anymore. And this just made me think, where's the storyline going? Because you're throwing so many factors in there. And I'm like, oh gosh, it's only going to end in one way. Michael Cole ending up in the ring again. No matter how it is, he's going to end up in that ring again. And it's probably going to be against Daniel Bryan. Probably with Cody Rhodes on his team, Booker T on Daniel Bryan's team. I just see it happening. I don't know why. I just see some weird tag team match happening. And I'm not going to like it. And I'm just going to rant on it. As soon as it happens, I'm going to be the first one to make a video about it. I'm going to be the first one to rant about it. I'm going to be the angriest person to rant about it. Because I'm going to be the angriest person on the fucking planet. Now, back to Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater. That was a quick match. Real short. All it did was give Zack Ryder a win so he could look credible when he goes in TLC. The end. Ted DiBiase versus Jinder Mahal. That should have got more time. Because they could do so much with this feud. And it didn't even get a lot of time. It just got about like 5 minutes. And DiBiase didn't win strongly. He just won with like a little roll-up. It's kind of weak, This match was kind of filler. It didn't prove anything when these guys could make a good feud out of this. I just wasn't impressed by this match at all. If they would have given more time, I would have something to say about it, but I just don't, because they didn't give it any time, Then we get the hour main event promo. That was the hour main event. Then we get the, really, that was the match before the hour main event promo. So this is the hour main event promo, when this should have been the main event promo. Big Show talking about, how he beat Brock Lesnar, and people were like, it can't happen. This guy cannot beat him. It was 9 years ago in Madison Square Garden. And Mark Henry comes out. Mark Henry's like, please don't hit me. I'm injured, all that heel talk. And, they're talking about, he gives Big Show some credit. He puts him over on the mic. Big Show, he put him over on the mic, basically. And then he gets a cheap shot, and Big Show demolishes him, basically. This progressed the feud, Show looked pretty good. He looked strong, basically. As for Henry, Henry's been looking strong most of half this year. So, this one promo doesn't kill all his credibility, but I'm not gonna say he looks strong. This kind of dragged a little bit, kind of lost my interest a tiny bit, but like, just the championship stuff, so you want to pay attention to it. Then we get a squash match, David Otunga versus the Great White. I'm not even calling him Sheamus anymore. The Great White, because that's how they refer to him now. And guess who was the special ring announcer? Swoggle. So you're telling me that Big Show, Mark Henry, was the our main event. So that means David Otunga versus the Great White, and 2 other matches that I will not reveal, and another promo is more important than your World Heavyweight Champion.